is 5 minutes
各号注
away.
意，5分钟准备。
Now we're entering the 5-minute countdown period. What will happen in this 5 minutes, Mr. Xu?
Well, the 5 minutes, they're preparing for the final stage. In fact, it's the last minute or last opportunity that you have on the ground to put everything down for the astronauts and for the ground facilities to have final check on everything's green, weather, rocket, capsule, life support. And there's also, in these 5 minutes, there will be a disconnection between the umbilical cord on the power, on the oxygens, and on these supplies. And everything goes to a remote mode, which means in TT&C mode.
So earlier you were talking about TT&C and ground control. You mentioned there's an uplink and a downlink. So what role does the two play? Who's in charge of these two systems?
The uplink is always giving command to the space vessel.
And that's the Beijing Space Aerospace Control Center? Is
It's
that the one giving command?
the control is done in Xi'an.
Now we're watching live footage from Beijing. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang and senior CPC official Liu Yunshan are watching the live footage of the launch in Beijing. These two are also very senior leaders of China. They're both the members of the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee. So the Chinese government has put such an emphasis in this time's manned space mission. Two senior leaders and one senior military leaders have showed up. You're watching live footage from China's Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. The official launch time for the SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft is 7:30 a.m. Beijing time on October the 17th, about 3 minutes away. This is the Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, Fan Changlong. He's at Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. About hours ago, he gave a prep talk to the two astronauts. Now we're in the final countdown to the launch of China's SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft. This is a manned space mission. Two Chinese astronauts, Jing Haipeng and Chen Dong. You're watching live footage from China's Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. 90 seconds away. 1.5 minutes away till the launch. That's the official countdown from the launch center. A big moment is coming up.
各号注意，我是0号。1分钟准备。
各号注意
1 minute countdown.
1分钟准备。
50秒。
50 seconds.
40秒。
40 seconds.
30秒。
30 seconds.
20秒。
20 seconds.
10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。 点火，起飞，
起飞，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒。左船程序转弯，东风程序转弯。左船光学跟踪正常，东风飞行正常。青山 USB 雷达跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。
双城光学雷达跟踪正常。
东风光学 USB
The Long
雷达
March 2F
跟踪
rocket
正常，
carrying
遥
China's
测信号正常。
SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft has blasted off from China's Jiuquan satellite launch center. The official blast-off time is 7:30 and 31 seconds Beijing time. So far, the rocket is flying in its designed program. Again, the Long March 2F rocket carrying China's SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft has blasted off. According to ground control, everything is normal so far. So, Mr. Xu, what do you make of the blast off?
Well, you could see right now is the exterior camera, as I mentioned, is pointing to two of the strap-on boosters. You would see probably in a later stage the separation of the strap-on booster, and there's also a video clip of the astronauts who's also doing well on board the capsule. So these are following of. There are two ways of following the launching process. One is optical, one is infrared. And some of these images are infrared images, if you could see.
And we can see the boosters
水
are
船逃逸塔分离，
being jettisoned.
东风
Is
逃
that
逸塔
correct?
分离。
Yes, the escape tower has
Escape
been
tower.
青
jettisoned.
山 USB 雷达跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。
双城光学雷
These
达
are the
跟踪正常。
two
Yeah,
boosters.
the strap
Two
on
of the
boost-
four.
东风
2 out of the
光
4,
学
and it's
雷达
in the final stage, and it's going to be separated.
东风飞行正常。
See, it's
Yes.
the separation of the
Yeah, the
strap-on
boosters have just separated from the bottom of the rocket.
东风助推器分
Who's
离。
providing the infrared
Yes, these-
footage?
东风
The infrared footage can see clearly the 4 strap-on boosters has been separated from the main engine.
探源雷达发现目标。
And we've just heard ground control saying that a monitoring station in Taiyuan City have discovered a target, which is the
东
rocket.
风
You can see the flying route or the direction it flies is from Jiuquan all the way to the Pacific. So it's flying
Eastward.
eastward. Yes. So you could see a number of facilities will catch the signals from the SHENZHOU-11.
So it's like a relay procedure, is that correct?
Each of the ground station have its own coverage. Yes, it's going to be a relay process.
东风抛整流道，抛整流道。
So now there's a separation of the fairing. So the capsule is fully exposed to the environment, which has no atmosphere at this moment.
Right. So what's the altitude right now?
The atmosphere would be about 50 to 60 kilometers, and beyond 60 kilometers, what we call a suborbital, where we can separate the fairings, and up to 110 kilometers altitude would be the outer space.
东风光学 USB 雷达跟踪正常。
So is Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center still in control or in monitoring at this stage?
But as I mentioned, the TTNC is controlled in Xi'an, so the center station is in Xi'an. All ground facilities were connected in ground-based into Xi'an, and Xi'an will give the control and command of this stage.
Which particular part is this footage showing? Is this the rocket's first stage?
I think it's the main engine itself.
Main engine
is on the right side, right below is the burning of the main engine. On the left side is the small attitude control engine.
7秒 USB 雷达，建有发现目标。
What do you make of the
I think
performance of the astronauts?
the astronauts
Very calm.
are experiencing the acceleration at this moment. As you
Is this
see,
the most difficult part?
as you see the burning of the engine, it's not really tough at this moment. After the beginning phase is completed, there's a stable burning of the engine, so the astronaut should feel very comfortable at this moment. And they are already in outer space.
So right now, the rocket is already in outer space.
Exactly.
光场、光学、雷达跟踪正常。跟踪正常，遥测信号。
You're watching live footage. And about 6 minutes ago, Long March 2 F rocket carrying China's SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft was blasted off, and so far everything's good and runs according to schedule. And as our expert just put it, the rocket, along with the spacecraft, is officially in outer space.
At this moment, it's gaining momentum and speed, so it can reach the cosmic one speed of circling around the Earth, and also reaching the same inclinations and orbit of the Tiangong-2, so that
is that 393 kilometers altitude?
Yes, the International Space Station is also about the same altitude. So it's the 393 at this moment, and the future Chinese space station is going to be the same altitude as well.
So the blast-off will push the the SHENZHOU-11 to that same altitude as Tiangong-2 is running now, or it will turn to a lower orbit and then move on to that higher altitude later.
It's going to be in the lower orbit, but in the same inclination, so that the maneuver of the SHENZHOU-11 in the coming 3 days will bring it to the same orbit of the Tiangong-2. After the launching, it will be entering into the apogee point, and then from the perigee point, it will have a small burning of the engine to provide more propulsions to reach that particular orbit. And this picture you can see also still is the burning of the main engine. Yes.
So the main engine is the largest compartment in the whole rocket, is that correct?
Yes, the largest compartment is given to the fuel tank. The main engine is a smaller segment at the end, but it burns all the fuels that belongs to the fuel tank. The fuel tank takes most of the room of the launch vehicle.
Right.
And you can see from the picture on the right side is an empty seat of the third passenger, which is not available at this mission.
And we can see the commander is still reading the menu and guiding.
This is an interesting picture. This is the outside of the capsule. You can see is the solar panel that has been is in the folding position. Once in orbit, it will deploy and collect solar powers to provide power in the.
And that shining objects behind the vehicle, what's that?
That's the reflection of either the sun or the moon.
So one important mark is that the opening of the solar panels to mark the successful launch of the SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft.
That's very true. Once you're in position, only you're in position can you open the solar panel.
东风飞行正常。长江7号发现飞船。
So China's
东风2级游击官机。
SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft.
东风船舰分离。
So the second stage of carrier rocket that's separated from the main vehicle.
You can see from the camera, it's on the rocket itself. So the rocket now is separated from the capsule.
So the capsule is on its own in space right now, or there will be?
Yes, the rocket is separated from the capsule. So the capsule is now on itself with this service module as well as the flight module, flight capsule. It's on its own for readjusting the orbit.
So that might be the footage from the camera on the SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft.
I believe so, yes.
青岛长江7号跟踪正常，北京飞行正常。
天路02经捕获飞船，前反向链路已建立。
Ground control has just reported that everything runs according to schedule and runs normally. The shining object is the sun, I guess.
It's the reflection, yes. This is also the exterior camera on board the SHENZHOU-11 mission.
And the material covering the facade of the spacecraft doesn't look like steel or metal. It looks like some fabric.
It's like a coat that we put on board on over the capsule. It's for thermal purpose, and in fact, if you're exposed to the sun, you can get very high temperature. But if you're in the shadow, the temperature can differ from a few hundred degrees centigrade.
So basically, you're traveling in two extremes.
Yes, two extremes, and this is to provide the preliminary.
And the solar panel is opening. And by this point, we can almost say that launch is a success. The solar panel on SHENZHOU-11 has opened. Two senior leaders are watching live footage of the launch process in Beijing. And that's the Aerospace Command and Control Center.
天路02经跟踪正常，前反向数据收发正常。
From the conversation we heard, every working position is reporting normal operation at this stage. And about 2 minutes ago, the solar panels on the SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft has opened. And SHENZHOU-11 has entered its designated orbit for now. And that's live footage right outside the camera on the SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft. The two astronauts are sitting in cabin.
So the two astronauts currently is under microgravity environment, and you can see everything flows, and they're using a stick to control the panel.
Right. So you keep using the word microgravity. Actually, it's not zero gravity, is it?
It's still in low Earth orbit and still affected by Earth, but it's very low gravity, so we call it microgravity. There's no true zero gravity because of the physics.
Astrophysics.
Yes.
So, the SHENZHOU-11 spacecraft is running in its designed orbit with its solar panels open.
It will do a little bit, a few more steps of maneuvering, including the solar panel, once it's deployed, will have to locate the sun and facing the sun and to generate power.
So, by rotating the spacecraft itself?
No, just by rotating the solar panel itself to get the maximum angle. And also every around 90 seconds, 90 minutes, the Shenzhou will circle around the Earth in every 90 minutes.
And is that a recap of the highlights of the whole launch process? First, they open the supporting structure on the launch tower, and there's a top view. Again, it's a recap of all the highlights during the launch process of SHENZHOU-11. Helmets on for astronauts. Sitting in the middle is the commander of the mission, Jing Haipeng. This is his third time being sent into space. That's the blast off, happened at 7:30 a.m. October the 17th, Beijing time.
起飞，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒，T0 07时30分31秒40。起飞，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒，T0 07时。起飞，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒。表团程序转弯，东风程序转弯。起飞，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒。表团程序转弯，东风程序转弯。起飞，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒，T0 07时30分31秒409毫秒。表团程序转弯，东风程序转弯。表团光学跟踪正常，东风飞行正常。青山 USB 雷达跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。表团逃逸塔脱离，东风逃逸塔分离。表团逃逸塔脱离，东风。高程光学雷达跟踪正常。东风光学 USB 雷达跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。东风飞行正常。表团助推器分离，东风助推器分离。表团1、2级分离，助推器分离，东风1、2级分离。遥测信号正常，东风飞行正常。表团助推器分离，东风助推器分离。表团调整。
Those were the highlights of the launch process.
各位领导、同志们，
Distinguished leaders, ladies and gentlemen, dear comrades,
航天指挥控制中心报告，
according to the report of the Beijing Central Control Center,
神舟11号载
the
人飞船
rocket is flying according to its original plan, and the Shenzhou spacecraft has entered into its preliminary orbit. The solar panel has been unfolded, and the crew are in great condition. Hereby, I announce the launch
载人
of
飞船
SHENZHOU-11 manned spacecraft is a complete success.
各位领导、同志们，
Distinguished leaders,
正
dear
在进行
comrades,
国事访问的
right
中共
now,
中央总书记、国家主席、中
the
央军委主席习近平同志
President Xi Jinping
专门发来贺电，
has sent us a
祝贺发射任务取得圆满成功。
congratulation note on the success launch of this event.
中共中央
Now
政治
let's
局委
give the
员、
floor to
中央军委范长龙副主席宣读
Vice Chairman
习近平
Fan
主席
Changlong from
贺电。
Central Military Commission to read the congratulation note. Congratulation
空
note.
军实验室飞行任务总指挥部
The mission headquarters
新闻神舟11号载人飞船
I
发
just
射
heard
成功，
the successful launch of the SHENZHOU-11 manned spacecraft.
全体参
Hereby,
演参试人
I want to
员
extend my congratulations to all the staff and astronauts who participated in this mission. My greetings goes to all of you.
天宫2号和
The
神舟
Tiangong
11号
2
载人飞行任务
and
将
SHENZHOU-11
首次
spacecraft
实现
mission
我国航天员
is an
中期
important
在轨驻
step
留
for us to realize the mid and long-term stays in
国际科
space
学前沿
and
和高新技术
carry
发
with
展
them
方向的
a series of
空间科学
scientific
应用
findings
任务
and experiment and applications on
我
board.
国载人
It
航天工
marks
程取得了新的
A
重大进
new
展。
milestone in our manned space
太
flight
空探索
mission
永无
in
止境
China. The discover
航天
into
攻关
space will
任
never
重
stop,
道远
and we still have a
希
long
望
way to
同
go.
志们
I hope that all of our comrades can carry out your spirit as a staff of the manned spacecraft mission and finish off the later works.
确保实
In
现
order to make
既定的
sure
任务目标，
that all mission
不
targets
断
are
地开
met
放
and
载人航天事
usher
业
in
发展
new
新局面
eras for our manned spaceflight
使中国
mission
人探索太空的脚步
so that we can
迈
step
得更大更
one
远，
step closer to our
为建
dreams
设
to
航天
discover
强
the
国
secrets
做
in
出
space
新的贡献。
and to make China into a strong
习近平
country when it comes to
北京时
space
间
science.
10
Xi
月17
Jinping
日与印度广宣布完毕。
India, October the 17th, 2016.
同志们，
Dear
习主席的
comrades,
贺电充分体现
the
了党中央
congratulation note from
国务院
President Xi Jinping
中央
has
军委
shown
和习主席
the support and trust
载人航天
from
工程的
the
高度
Central
共识
Party
和
Committee,
亲
the
切
Central
关怀
Government, State Council, as well as the Central
是对
Military
全体
Commission.
参研参试人员莫大的
This
鼓舞和激
is
励。
a
今天，
great boost of spirit for all the crew and staff. And this morning, Premier Li Keqiang
中共中央政治局常委、中
and
央书记处刘云山书记、
Chairman Liu
中共中
Yunshan
央政治局委员、国务
and
院马凯副总理、
Vice Premier
中
Ma
共中
Kai
央政治局委
from the
员、
Standing
中
Committee
央军委范长龙、许其亮副主
and
席等领导同
Vice
志，亲临
Vice Chairman Fan Changlong and Xu Qiangliang from the Central Military Commission visited
和酒
the
泉卫星发射中心
mission
坐镇指挥，
headquarters and the
充分体现
Zhouquan
了对工
launching
程前线的
center,
关心和厚爱。
which shows their great concern and support for our mission.
中央
We will
军委
carry
和习主
out
席一系列指示
the
要求，
command and
牢记使
instructions
命，
from
不
the
负重托，
central
团结
government
一心，
and remember
奋
our
力拼
historical
搏，
responsibilities
坚决夺取
and
空
work
间实验
harder
飞
in
行任
order
务，
to
全面
achieve a
胜利。
complete success of this mission.